we are going to discuss about a new chapter, that is drainage. Okay, in this chapter we will discuss about the different river systems present in our India. Okay, first of all we have to know some basic terminology which is useful in this chapter. Okay, the basic terminology. Here you can see some terms. One is drainage, second one drainage basin, third one water divide or water dividing line. Okay, these are the basic terms. We have to know about these. First of all, drainage. Drainage means the river system of an area. Okay, the river system of an area. For example, this is one area. Don't consider this part. Okay, na? Just consider this part. In this area, one river is flowing. Okay, and some tributaries. Tributaries means the small streams which joins in the main river. Okay, here one river and its tributaries are present. Okay, now all these are flowing through one area. That's why the river system, this is totally called as river system of this area. Okay, this river system of this area is known as drainage. Drainage means the river system of an area. In an area one river will be flows and some tributaries will join in that. Combinedly we will call that as drainage. Okay, next drainage basin. Drainage basin, that means the area drained by a single river system is called drainage basin. Okay, now see here, in this area one river system is flowing. That river system is called as drainage, and that area is called as drainage basin. Okay, drainage basin means the area in which one river system will flow. Okay, see here once again, this river system which is flowing through area is called as drainage. For example, if this drainage is passing through one area, then that area is called as drainage basin. Okay, next water divide. Water divide, the name itself indicates it will divide the water into two parts. Okay, see here, any elevated area. Elevated area means like this, elevated area. Okay, such as a mountain or an upland. Mountain or one upland. Okay, anyone which separates two drainage basins is known as a water divide. See here, observe this figure carefully. In this area one river system is flowing. In this area one river system is flowing. In the middle some upland is present. Some upland. Okay, that upland is separating two drainage basins. That's why this upland is called as drainage divide or water divide. Okay, now here this elevated portion. The elevated portion is dividing two drainage basins. That's why this elevated portion is called as drainage divide or water divide. Okay, both are same. So these are the basic terms. And do you know the world's largest drainage basin? The world's largest drainage basin is Amazon river system. Okay, now Amazon river basin is known as the world's largest drainage basin. Once you can see here, this is South America In this South America, Amazon river will flow. Okay, in this total area, Amazon main river and its tributaries. Okay, all these streams will join in this main river, and this total area is called as drainage basin. Okay, now. So in South America, the world's largest drainage basin is present. You can see here also the same figure. Okay. Next, one question for you. So find out which river has the largest basin in India. Which river has the largest basin, drainage basin in our India? Okay, I think you know very well about some rivers which are flowing in India. Ganga, Indus, Brahmaputra, and Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, Tungabhadra, Narmada, Tapati. Okay, na? And so many rivers are present in India. Among these rivers, which river has the largest basin? Okay, find out. And after this, in our India, the drainage system is classified into two types. Okay. In our India, the drainage system is classified into two types. One is Himalayan river system. Okay, now one drainage system or one river system is known as Himalayan river system, and the second one peninsular river system. Second one is peninsular river system. Himalayan river system means the name itself indicates the river system which flows through Himalayas. Okay. Peninsular river system means the river system which flows through peninsula, Indian peninsula. Okay. In these, that means these are the two types of drainage systems present in our India. Now we have to know about these two systems. See here. In this one table, we can understand about the differences between both Himalayan river system and peninsular river system, and the features also we can understand by using this table. Observe this table carefully. This side total Himalayan river system and this side peninsular river system. Okay, here Himalayan river system, the perennial in nature. That means Himalayan rivers are perennial in nature. This word perennial means which flows throughout the year. Which flows throughout the year. And peninsular rivers are seasonal in nature. According to the season, the river will flow. In rainy season, the water flowing through the rivers are very high. And in summer season, the river water capacity decreases. That means less water flows through the rivers. That is known as seasonal in nature. Okay. According to the season, rivers will flow. But here throughout the year, rivers will flow. Next, second point is these Himalayan rivers are fed by snow and rain. Fed by snow and rain. That means by melting of snow. If snow melts, what happens? It converts into liquid. That means the river starts by melting of the snow and by rain. These rivers will flow. Okay? Here, fed by only rain. Because of if rain falls, then only the river will flow. Otherwise, the river will become dry. Originates from glaciers. These Himalayan rivers will originate from glaciers. Okay, glaciers means the snow mountain. We can call it as a snow mountain or river of ice. That means if the river water freezes, then it converts into glacier. Okay, and originates from rainfall in Ghats, means Western Ghats and Eastern Ghats, especially in Western Ghats. because of rainfall on the Ghats, western Ghats, then some rivers will flow. Next, longer. These Himalayan rivers are longer and have large river basins. Large river basins means just now we have seen one figure. If more number of tributaries are there and if the length is more, then that contains large river basins. Okay? Here Himalayan rivers are longer and it contains large river basins. Okay? Here peninsular rivers are smaller. If we compare these peninsular rivers with Himalayan rivers, these peninsular rivers are shorter, okay, not longer, and have small river basins. Here length is very less, that's why, and the number of tributaries also very less. So the river basin area is very small. Next, forms large deltas. Okay, these Himalayan rivers will form large deltas. Delta means, you know, whenever the river meets the sea, then the river will divide like this. Okay, now the gap between two streams is known as one delta. Okay, now. So this kind of large deltas will be formed by Himalayan rivers, whereas peninsular rivers forms smaller deltas. Okay, smaller deltas. Next, these Himalayan rivers will make large V-shaped valleys. Here you can see, this is V-shaped valley. Okay, now this kind of valleys are formed by the flow of Himalayan rivers. Next, gorges. Gorges means here the walls are vertically inclined. V-shaped means like this. Okay, now if the boundaries are like this, see here, vertical in shape, then this is called as gorge. Makes large V-shaped valleys and gorges by erosion process. Okay, now whenever the water flows through these mountains, because of the force of water, the soil will be eroded. Okay, now that's why, because of the erosion process of Himalayan rivers, this kind of V-shaped valleys and gorges will form. Next, here erosional capacity is less. The peninsular rivers erosional capacity is less because speed of the water is not more. Examples for Himalayan rivers: Ganga, Indus and Brahmaputra. These are the good examples for Himalayan rivers. Next, peninsular rivers examples: Godavari, Krishna, okay, Tungabhadra, Kaveri. All these are the peninsular rivers. Next, they form meanders. Okay, meander means, see here, like a snake. Okay, the vent structure of the river is known as meander. This kind of meanders will be formed by Himalayan rivers. And one more thing, oxbow lakes. Oxbow lake means, see here this figure. This U shape is got separated. Okay, now here the main river is flowing. Here U shape is separated. This is called as oxbow lake. This kind of oxbow lakes also formed by Himalayan rivers. And floodplains. Okay, now floodplains means whenever the river overflows, then that is the surrounding areas, both the sides of the river are called as floodplain. And large deltas, just now we have discussed, delta means triangular shaped structure. Okay, all these are formed by Himalayan rivers, but the peninsular river can't make this kind of meanders, oxbow lakes. Okay, these are the differences between Himalayan rivers and peninsular rivers. Okay, in the next class, let us discuss about each and every Himalayan river and Peninsular River. Okay na, in detail.